I'm Rain,
And I'm Jessica.
and welcome to Glorious Insights for this week, the working edition. Because it
Yay!
looks like that, aside from doing a quick check at the beginning, yeah, it looks like everything is working as it should be.
Excellent. Default functionality has been unlocked.
Finally.
It's like Call of Duty.
I don't really play Call of Duty, so.
Well, I haven't played it in a long time, but like I remember when I used to play it a lot, and like eventually you unlock the perk which lets you throw the grenade back, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could do that right out of the box. I don't think I'm going to struggle with that.
Yeah, and we struggled with this for 6 episodes.
Yeah, so we've unlocked it.
It took some time, but we gained enough experience to level up, and it's just like, alright, this is just how it is now.
Exactly.
We don't have to struggle for workingness.
Yeah.
So, the reason I had you wear a hat, and I'm surprised you did.
I happen to have one.
Even if it is a Christmas hat.
It's my favorite hat. I don't like hats.
So, I was like, sunglasses really counter these lights that I have set up for this, because it's bright.
Right.
And the one thing my doctor said not to be around was bright lights.
Right.
I went home and I broke every single rule. I read, I watched videos, I sat at my computer screen. I broke all the rules. Only for today. And then tomorrow I'm like, oh no, because tomorrow I can go back to normal.
Yeah.
But I wasn't about to cancel this. Especially given like how close we are to perfection.
Mm-hmm. Which we have thus now attained.
It seems so.
Yeah. That's a wrap, everybody.
It's like, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just got confirmation that that we can be heard on the stream. It seemed like to be like a surprised confirmation. Like, actually, yes.
Yeah.
All right. The only test left is to see what the recording looks like, because usually the recording stutters.
Yeah.
And even last night's, it was didn't seem to be the best. Better, but not as great as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that can be resolved by getting a second SSD and using that as my record and export disk.
Interesting. Because the problem with SSDs, well, yeah. Because SSDs are really good at random reading and writing, but they're terrible at sequential reading and writing. A conventional drive might actually be best for that.
I'm using a conventional drive right now.
Is it an old one?
It's my 1 terabyte.
Oh, it's even the 1 terabyte. Is it a Western Digital green?
No.
Okay. Is it a Western Digital blue?
I don't believe it's either of those. It's Western Digital something, but it's one of the better ones.
Okay, probably a black. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I believe it's a black. Yeah.
yeah, that should work. I don't know. I mean, is streaming and recording a random operation or a non-random operation? A sequential one.
I think it's a sequential one, really.
That's certainly what would make the most sense. I mean, like, we're probably writing how much data per second do you think?
Right now, I believe it's writing 3 megabytes a second.
3 megabytes per second. Yeah. So so the conventional hard drive just like parks the head in one spot and just fucking
goes.
So that should be, and there's nothing, that drive isn't doing anything else.
No, it's just for that. So again, I'm gonna see how well the quality plays out.
Is it on the same bus?
No.
Damn. Oh, but you don't know if it's going to be smoother or not yet.
No, I don't know for sure yet.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll be very curious to hear about that result.
Yeah. But right now, I'm recording the entire show as opposed to just like this little bit, which is what I've been doing for the last few episodes.
Right.
But that was because the computer can handle it now. I mean, I'm thinking it's been having problems because it's been sitting at 100% CPU usage the entire time on simply broadcasting alone, let alone like adding in disk writing. But now with the actual CPU upgrade,
yeah,
and the motherboard upgrade and everything running properly, yeah, it's and it now has enough power to do everything I want it to do.
That's good.
New power supply too.
Yeah.
Went from 300 watts to 500.
Woo!
and went from apparently like this whole time I've been using a dual core, and I didn't know I was using a dual core. I thought I was using a quad core. I was
Oh yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So now going from that to 8 core, it's just like this is what it should have been from the beginning.
Not bad.
If I hadn't realized it was a dual core and I'd actually like double checked it.
Yeah, that would have been more suspicious.
If I had actually checked it though,
Yeah.
then I would have been like, well, we can't broadcast with that.
Yeah. Ugh.
Turns out we can. It's just not well.
Just not so great. Yeah.
Lots of problems in broadcasts.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how the new one goes.
And a wired connection though.
Oh, jeez. God, it's amazing wireless ever works. It's like having set them up and looked at the back end. I can't believe it ever works.
Yep. No, I've set it up myself. It's just like it's sketchy.
Yeah.
But it seems to be working.
There was a really good article on Ars Technica, which came out like when 2G was coming out. So people were starting to like expect their phones to do things all the time.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Why can't it do that?" And nothing has changed. And the article's like the entire like the whole block, if you're downtown, will change depending on like what's driving up the street. So if a bus is driving up the street, especially if it's an electrical bus, it's like a gigantic reflective electrically charged dynamo just moving down the street, and it's gonna make the radio frequency signals just do weird shit, things that we don't really know what it's gonna do. It's just gonna do weird things. Usually the signal will get there anyway, so fortunately, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's madness. I can't like it's I mean, it's not surprising that it works. It's surprising that it is currently relatively reliable.
It is, well, for small things too. That's the other thing too, is you gotta think, I mean, we're relying on it for small things like pulling up websites, images, emails, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you're doing something big like broadcasting,
yeah,
less so. Although, to be fair, I mean, it was reasonably reliable for what you could expect.
Yeah, we are pretty good at Wi-Fi these days. Since wireless N, we've really kind of been like not terrible at it. Multiple antennas makes a really big difference.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing too, is I had 2 antennas.
Yeah.
On there, so it's...
Mine has 4.
Well,
actually, I think it only has 3. And it's like 5 years old too. It's the D-Link DIR 655, the best, the White Knight.
I accidentally lost you, and your call got disconnected, and I can't get you back. Oh well, I guess that's the end of it.
No.
Serves you right for your 4 antennas.
For what?
Nothing.
Was I late?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was saying serves you right for your 4 antennas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're fancy.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, with the whole lights thing, it's like I should wear my sunglasses for the rest of the broadcast. It's like it gets annoying taking them on and off in between things. And it's just, it makes it hard to like do anything more than like, let's just go to another song. Yeah. It's just like, let's just get through this, because pain.
Yeah.
So it's like sunglasses makes it easier. I should wear them during Glorious Insights. Wait a second. That brings me back to the days when I did Walking Cure, and we'd have we had our monikers. What was it? Hat Man and Sunglasses Man. Anyways.
Right.
So I'm just like, Sunglasses Chicken Hat Woman. I wonder if she has a hat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't have time to do up any sort of extra titles or anything.
Okay.
So
that's okay.
Otherwise, I'd have it appear, and it'd be like,
I have a fishing hat, an I Am Canadian Molson Beer fishing hat. I don't know where it is. I haven't seen it since the excursion. So, but I mean, I can't imagine it. It's the most worthless thing on the entire planet.
It potentially could be gone.
It may be. I don't know.
Unless it meant nothing to you, in which case then it's probably there still.
That's true. That's a good point. I certainly never wore it. That's for sure.
Oh, well,
it makes me look like I'm 8 years old. Although that was when I was a guy, so I don't know what it'll make me look like now. I'm surprised
that 80 years old.
I'm surprised I don't look ridiculous with this hat on. Normally, as soon as the hat goes on my head, I just look dumb.
No, Don't
And
appear to
no,
look dumb.
I do not look like that all the time. Yes, I would notice the change.
Hmm?
I don't look dumb. I do. Sometimes I do put on an outfit and I'm like, no, this was dumb. This is not going to work. Not as often as I thought it would, though. I'm better at putting together outfits than I expected.
Hey, look what I can do.
Presenting me to everybody. Jeez. Normally that's left for private parties.
Well, I mean, the hangout's technically private.
Yeah.
You
Presenting sounds kind of, you know.
I know exactly what it sounds like. Which is why I saw it. I'm just like, I can present her to everyone.
Know what I mean.
Not a clue. Please explain in detail. We have 50 minutes to fill.
Unfortunately, I can't remember that sketch well enough to do it. But so I'll just give up now.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something as well. I forgot.
You know what you were gonna say? You were gonna say, you know what sounds like a fun evening is being live on air with Ativan and alcohol. That's what sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's not bad. Boy, I sure wish I had alcohol. By the way, so did they give you a bunch of Ativan?
No, unfortunately, it's worn off by now.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'd be like, this whole drinking thing is a really bad idea.
Yeah.
But it'll be so much fun and live.
Well, and it's a benzodiazepine, so like you gotta not fuck with that shit. That's genuinely dangerous stuff to get addicted.
That's why I'm not given these things and prescribed these things. I have an addictive personality.
You know what's really funny? When I was flying to Argentina, I was pretty worried about being on a flight for 10 hours.
You take a handful of Ativan.
And so I went to the doctor, and they're like, well, we could give you some, I think they gave me Zopiclone. That's what it was. Which is, and I think it's in the benzodiazepine family. But it's a hypnotic. It puts you in that trance-like state that you experience just before you go to sleep. And I was pretty afraid to take them on the plane because I didn't want to be really tired in that trance-like state, and but still not be able to sleep because I'm sitting vertically.
That would be a shame.
That was awful flying there. That sucked. It was almost as bad as my time there, but it was all my fault that I had a bad time while I was there. So the person I was there with was absolutely fantastic. No idea why they let me come down there. It seems like a terrible idea. You're incredibly emotionally unstable. Fly to Argentina.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Yep. That was bad. There were some good times though. That was definitely the beginning of the path that brought me. That I had such a bad time. I was like, obviously I am fucked up, and there was something wrong. So it only took 6 years after that to figure it out. Maybe 4 years. Yeah, I think it was 4 years. So I'm the wrong gender. Okay, all right.
That might have been why you didn't have fun. I wonder how much fun you'd have now.
Oh my god! Oh. I would have had sex with a lot of Spanish boys, I tell you what. Man.
And that's where you do your recovery, Argentina.
My friend doesn't live there anymore, which is a shame. They live in London now, which is still pretty cool. But I still kind of wish they I was thinking about that just recently. I mean, I could never go there again. The ticket was $3,000. This is when I was working for Colony, and I was like, I have way too much money, so I'm gonna buy a sword and a plane ticket to Argentina. That was when I bought Frostmourne. Yeah.
So how's your week been so far?
Today was good. I liked today. Other than that, it's been pretty average in a shitty sort of way. I don't know. It hasn't actually been bad. Nothing bad has actually happened. Overall, it's been great. I made some fucking amazing cookies the other day, which were so good. Like I don't even know. It's God, they were delicious. So I'm gonna make more cookies. And then this weekend, supposed to be going to Cultus Lake Water Park with Marion, which is going to be pretty exciting. In lieu of going to Kent's Beach, which is just so fucking ridiculously expensive. Like we were doing the math, it's like $300 just to go there. You know?
Yeah, that's pricey.
It's fucked. And then like the only place I actually want to go when I get there is Texada Island, and that's another ferry. Although I did find out that ferry is pretty cheap. It's like $20.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So it could be done. I think it would be a pretty good place to camp. I think it would be. There's some really awesome spots there. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. I haven't been to a water park in fucking years. Really long time. The weather better be nice. That's all I'm gonna say. If the weather's not nice, I'm gonna be real fucking unhappy with God. There's no real change. No change there. But yeah, it looks like the weather will probably be nice, especially since they're so far inland. So that's going to be pretty cool, hopefully. Going to wear sunscreen this time.
Good call.
Yep, not going to get crocodile back like I did when I went when Serena and I went to what is it? I think we bothered to go. Did we go all the way up to Orlando and do that one? There's like Adventure Island or something like that up there, because in Orlando they've got like Epcot and Disney World, and then like 2 water parks. And Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens I've been to 16 trillion times, because that was where we always went for school field trips, which was actually pretty fucking sweet.
You like the bush, huh?
It's not bad. I prefer a well-trimmed shrub, more like.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that place was really awesome. That was the first roller coaster I ever kept my eyes open on. Was actually with the girl that I saw in Argentina. That was a really fun trip. Going there with her, it was pretty sweet. And that was like, I think the 3rd time we went on it in a row. I like kept my eyes open for the process. That was harrowing. And now I really like roller coasters, so there's that. But ultimately though, fuck roller coasters. You know what's sweet? Water parks. Man, I'm excited.
I don't think I've ever been to a water park before.
What the fuck?
Hey, to my defense, I'm from a little shitty town up in northern Ontario.
Yeah.
Where we have nothing. Our biggest thing is like this shitty roller coaster that goes up a steep thing and down and always feels like it's going to fall apart.
Well, that is how roller coasters work.
No.
They do go up steep things.
Yeah, and then it's just going to... But it's like it happens once. And it's small. And it's a really small loop. Like it only can go through the whole thing.
More of a ride than it is a roller coaster.
It is, and it's one that feels like at any moment a board or something's going to come loose and the whole thing's going to collapse, and that's the scariest part of this ride.
That's
I'm going to die on one of the least scary roller coasters ever.
Yeah, on the most underwhelming ride ever. Yeah, that's funny.
But we do get we got the CLE every single year.
What?
Canadian Lake Exhibition.
Oh.
Not unlike the Pacific National Exhibition.
Oh, okay.
It's just yours is better. The one that we had was
I've never been.
To the Peony?
Yeah. Amusement parks are
expensive.
Weird. They're weird. I don't like them. They're weird. They have all the shitty rides. They have like the spinning teacups and what is it? The one that John Green hates, the captive flying machine.
I like the G-Force. It's one of my favorite rides.
God. You
don't like that one?
No, they're all terrible. I mean, like I liked it better when it was called the Elevator of Terror or something like that. That one was cool because like you're in an actual elevator. Although there's chairs, which is a bit of a giveaway.
That one was that one's now called the Gravitron now.
The Gravitron. That's fun.
And that was one of my first sort of more forceful rides that I've ever been on.
Yeah.
Because I went for years. I just avoid those kind of ones and stick to the
Yeah.
really simple stuff. Like
Yeah.
the most I would do is maybe Scrambler and Tilt-A-Whirl.
Ugh.
And then finally I was just like G-Force or Gravitron.
Yeah.
And then, but again, there's like, but this one didn't. It's not really a chair so much as like a seat, and then you're leaning back in it, and you're just kind of there. So, but it's not really a chair. But
Right.
the floor just completely drops out from under you,
Yeah.
which is great. And for
Yeah.
me, that was the scariest thing I had been on. And then I kind of built up. And then I had a friend who I had a crush on years later, and she dragged me from ride to. She liked all the really scary, all the more thrill rides.
Yeah.
So she would drag me from one to the other to another, like Octopus and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
The Zipper.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that I would never have dreamt of going on, but I had a crush on her, and it's like I got to spend time with her.
Yeah.
So
Automatically down for whatever.
yeah, it's just like, oh yeah.
Yep.
It's like you like this kind of ride, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Always
of
been a
course.
huge fan of
What's
the
that one?
Rattler.
It does what now? Oh yeah, I knew what was going on.
This is
before,
gonna be great. Just a second. I need to take some Ativan.
This was before I got on any brain drugs. This is back during my whole drugs are bad. Like these kind of drugs will change my personality and change who I am. They're bad. I'm staying away from them. I don't need drugs. I don't need drugs to treat this.
Yeah.
I can do it with fresh air and sunshine
Yeah.
and
Boy,
positive thinking.
even I was never that ignorant.
No, I was
I was
just like,
this is going to take marijuana. Okay, this is going to take antidepressants. Okay, this is going to take stimulants. Okay, this is going to take stimulants and marijuana and antidepressants and thyroid medication, strangely enough.
fair enough.
And hormones.
Yeah, I mean, like,
And some
stimu-
acid every now and then.
stimulants and marijuana and that kind of thing. Okay with that, but stuff like antidepressants and any sort of mood stabilizers, anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I was just like, I don't want to change my personality. I don't want to lose who I am.
Yeah. Well,
It's like, little did I know that what I was doing was defining myself by miserable.
yeah.
And it's just like, well, if that's who you are, maybe
Well,
that's a thing you should lose.
Yeah, and like the
Like
list
nothing
of chemicals
has
that are likely to change your personality is almost exclusively filled with recreational drugs. Like there's not,
The stuff that I would have been all for anyways.
yeah, like
Although there was a day where something like acid, I'd be like, nope, not touching.
yeah,
Because it
Yeah.
stays in your system forever. Believe the myth, why don't you?
yeah. One of the girls I had a crush on in high school told me that her friend went blind in one eye by doing an eyedropper of LSD, and that scared me for a long time. She also told me that she got what is it, After Effects or flashbacks or whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I heard about them, like, just random flashbacks that happen.
And like that really freaked me out at first, but Marion kind of has that sort of, maybe, I don't know, and it sounds pretty sweet.
I mean,
At least you know what it is. Oh, I'm hallucinating. Okay.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing was just like, well, would I know I'm doing that?
Yeah.
But then I take a look at how I am now, too, and it's just like, certain things set off a chain of memories, and then that, like, I can be fine, hear, like, a couple notes of a song, and suddenly break down into tears.
Yeah.
Is that really is that really, like, better than a flashback from LSD? Really? It's like, is that... I don't think I have something to worry about, because I think my brain is sufficiently fucked up enough that would be the least of my problems.
Yeah. I'm really curious to try LSD again for sure. Post breakup. I'm curious as to what the experience will be like. I mean, like I did fucking 300 micrograms and like all at once, and holy shit, that was pretty intense. I probably won't do that again. But like I used to think that it had therapeutic properties, like maybe it would help people I don't know, learn things about themselves. And I mean, like I figured
I've heard that.
I figured out I was trans during a mushroom trip, so I think it's plausible, but I think there's a really, really high false positive effect there. Like there's like you got to be really mindful of what it is that you're of the conclusions that you're coming to, because just because you feel good when you come to a conclusion doesn't mean that conclusion is actually a really good conclusion to come to.
Oh, have I ever had that happen?
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
it wasn't on any drugs in particular, but it was during a night walk one time,
Mm,
back in my hometown with my best friend, and like him and I were talking, and I came to this conclusion that the best course of action was to break up with my then girlfriend
yeah,
because that would make things better.
yeah,
Really, it was me being overtired. And the next day I was like, I'm gonna go do this, and I did it.
yeah,
And in like an hour, I was like, fuck, that was a mistake.
yeah,
And then I spent the day going, okay, why is it a mistake? And then I spent the day being like, okay, maybe it's just my first initial reaction. And I
yeah.
came to the conclusion that no, it's not my reaction. So the next day I tried to get her back, and then that didn't work. So then I hashed a plan to win her back, and that worked.
Did it? It
Yeah,
did.
it did.
It did. Okay,
Well,
that's
she lost this. There was this necklace that I got her,
fine. Mhm.
um, and it meant a lot to her, but she lost it.
Mhm.
So my plan was, I went and I rebought the necklace. My plan was to send it to her and be like, "Found this," and
Yeah.
just sort of like trigger
Right.
memories.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she get it, and it ended up working too until she found the second necklace. Like she actually lost it at her place,
Right.
and within a week of us getting back together, she found the necklace behind their couch.
How did that go?
Oh, I just came clean with what I did
Right. Right.
and what
It
my
was
plan was,
just.
because it's just like
And it
it
was.
worked at this point. So it's just like I don't know.
Yes.
Like the worst that can happen is she'll end it, and that's a stupid reason to end it
That's true.
because I went to win her back, and
Yeah.
so we had a laugh about that,
Yeah. That's cool.
especially because she had lost it for almost a year
Yeah. Wow. Behind the couch.
behind
Gee.
a couch. Yeah.
Hmm. I still haven't found any of the earrings I lost in this apartment.
Oh, they're gone forever.
Yeah, I
they're
think so.
earrings.
Yeah.
A necklace is one thing, but earrings.
Yeah. Well, they were even the tiny little, like they were red is the only thing. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna see those again, and that's okay. I just like them because they're red.
I
I
had
don't have
some.
any red earrings.
I had some really nice eagle earrings, and unfortunately, I lost one of them in this girl's room. And then she was like, "Oh, you can get it next time you're over." And then she never called me again.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it! At least I could have at least let me have gotten the earring.
Yeah, no kidding.
I
That
really liked those earrings.
Yeah, that would piss me off. My mom has been terrible at buying me earrings and jewelry in general. Did she get me this? I can't remember. But she got me these earrings. These earrings are pretty kick-ass. But like she got me a pair of high-heeled earrings, and I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know what. I can't wear those. I can't wear those. I like the color red. They're red. That's great. But I like shiny things. Not they're not shiny. I don't know. They're weird. It's just weird.
For sure. One quick second here. I'm just gonna do a quick interruption.
Uh-oh.
Nothing bad. Nothing bad.
Okay.
So just middle of the show, quick reminder that if you have any comments, opinions, hate mail, love notes, and what have you, feel free.
And at red laser with a 3. Yeah. Is it just from one particular angle? What if you rotate your head like this or this way? Okay, that's an IPS screen then. That's what that is. In plane switching. It's cool. That's nice. I can't remember. Yeah. I need to complain about Pokemon Go. Yeah, I have to do that. Fuck. I mean, the game. Obviously, the game could be so much better, as is perpetually the case with all video games. But man, they really fucked up a couple things for sure. Uh, the gym system is just like it's just bad. Like the way that combat works is bad. The fact that you don't like fight Pokemon to capture them, bad. Really, really big mistake. And I mean, just the way that the game, like the incentives for the player in the game is what doesn't make a lot of sense. Like making people go out and go to places for resources, that's pretty cool. But like the way that really what it all boils down to is the lack of the Pokemon tracker. The fact that there is no predictable way to find a particular Pokemon. Like when you're playing a video game, that's one thing. But because I have to physically walk over there, I need to not walk in the wrong direction for 15 minutes, and then be like, oh, I was going in the wrong direction. It despawned. Like that's gonna make me fucking kill somebody. A Mew spawned outside, and if I had enough time to be outside looking for it, and then it despawned with like no indication of its actual direction, is pretty frustrating. Like given that the sightings system is currently all Canadians have access to, I think there's still supposed to be that thing where if there's a Pokemon near a Pokestop, it'll let you know that it's near a Pokestop, and that's a good feature. I think I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
I've yet to see it actually work.
Yeah, I think it hasn't. I think it's only been released to a certain number of people. I'm guessing that it suffers from the same problem as the old system, which is that it's just too expensive on the back end to run, which sucks. And like they're just gonna have to like buy more servers. Like it's kind of the only solution there. I need to be able to go out and be like, oh, look, an Eevee, perfect. I need one of those. Let's go towards it, and then be able to do that. It's especially frustrating because, like right now they're sort of roughly ordered by proximity from top left to bottom right, and that's acceptable. Except that while you're walking, new Pokemon will come in range and will disrupt spawn and will disrupt the order of Pokemon. So like if you're again are looking for one particular Pokemon, you're walking, and then it goes boop, it gets bumped into the third spot, and now there's a Pidgey there, and it's like, okay, well, did I walk into range of a new Pidgey, and like this Pidgey just spawned and wasn't on the radar before, or am I going in the wrong direction? Like what the fuck, basically. So I think if like the big the one change that they really need to make is that there's lots of other stuff that needs to be changed, needs to be fixed up, but that one particular thing just like makes the game unpleasant to play.
Yeah, no, I agree. A lot of again, like that whole tracking thing, that was played a pretty big role.
Yeah.
Like that made it a lot easier for me to sort of see where things were.
Yeah. Well, and you were in the open beta, is that right?
Well, I had it yeah. No,
and you had
I don't know if I was
numbers?
in the open beta or not.
Did you have numbers?
I didn't have exact numbers, but I had the tracking system that was there was working better than it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was working decently for a while.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't perfect, and yes, it could have used a little more detail.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it functioned the way that it needed to.
Yeah, I never got to see it working. I was always stuck with 3 footprints. I do feel like it was probably the best middle of the road. Like I understand why they removed my ears hurt. I have to take off my hat. Now my hair looks all funny. There we go.
Hat head.
Here.
Ugh.
Dyed hat hair. It's anyways.
I am vampire. I am hissing at light.
So yeah, like I understand why they didn't keep the exact measurements. Like the distance in meters. I think that's that's a little bit too easy. It needs to be a little bit harder to find the Pokemon than that. And yeah, like the order and the footprints seemed like a fucking brilliant idea to me. It just didn't work.
Yeah, which is...
So yeah, it's a problem.
And hopefully they'll fix it soon. I mean, that would be ideal.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's like they're fucking dragging their asses pretty hard. Like, and there was an update, yesterday, which lets me appraise my Pokemon, and that's cool. I don't have to go to a web browser to, check the IVs of my Does this Pokemon suck? No. Okay, great. Thanks. Appreciate it. Does this one suck? Yes. Oh,
well,
that's
then,
my highest level Pokemon. Okay.
Well, it's like, well, then off to the professor you go.
And that explains a couple of things. Vaporeon.
Yeah, it didn't do so well.
Actually, my Vaporeon kicks a ridiculous amount of ass, even at like it's 200 points lower than most of my other Pokemon. But it's at like 888, and I have mostly level 1,000. Well, no, I only have 1,000 ones. Anyways, no one cares about that shit. But yeah, so that that feature exists, and is kind of acceptable. But like they really need to be spending all of their time fixing the tracking thing. Like the tracking problem is big. The tracking problem needs to be fixed.
But again, if it comes down to their servers, I mean, if it comes down to like their servers can't handle it, then they need to fix that problem first. Yeah,
they just got to buy new servers. Also, Amazon provides fantastic elastic web hosting, so there's also that. You need a large amount of power, just like hanging around. That's where to go.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'd have no problem helping with that.
Yeah. I know 2 people who are working for Amazon. Both of whom are American, only one of whom has moved to Canada.
They made a good choice.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the person who's still stuck in America. I'm sure they'll move to Canada, after the election.
Yeah, well, she lives in Seattle, so it's not...
Oh, that's not bad then. That's almost Canada.
And like everybody else on the planet, they know your roommates, so...
Of course. Oh, that person. Okay.
Yeah. So they'll probably be around. We've been talking, and that's been nice. They're good at flirting. It's pretty sweet.
But yeah, that's...
So yeah, hopefully Pokemon Go stops sucking soon, because I've really had enough of how much it sucks.
I haven't.
I just don't have any other games to play.
I haven't played in a while. Well, I'm back to Rainbow Unicorn Attack 2.
Oh yeah.
Because that game functions as it's supposed to.
Yeah. It's not broken. No. I started playing Dwarf Fortress the other day.
And how was that?
That game is difficult. And I don't know what's going on. But I'm trying anyways. I mean, it's a classic. Like, it's one of the oldest games to exist, kind of thing. I also have NetHack. I'm trying to find games that I can play while recovering from surgery.
NetHack is a good choice.
Yeah, that's what I did the last time, like when I dislocated my shoulder and fractured my wrist. When I couldn't use any hands, NetHack was the only game that I could play. Because I could just just park my fingers on the keyboard and just be like, up, left, comestibles.
Yep.
I love that word. It's fantastic.
Yeah, this will be just like that, where you can't use anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah, just I don't know. For me, I really underestimated my recovery.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I had other things to contend with,
yeah.
Which, as much as I hate that happened, it also gave me something that wasn't recovery to focus on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was a chunk of time where I was just going to do nothing but focus on recovery. And that was it. I was going to write, and I was going to work on scripts and get stuff done, and and get Scars done to a point where it's just like we can now shoot the first season easily because it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're worrying about other things, you don't really have time to write.
Yeah, that's for sure. It really does take a. You need to be in a really, really calm space, really, to write.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of reading done though.
Yeah.
You got those what 3 sitz baths a day or something like that. So
Yeah.
like 3 10 to 15 minute baths every day.
Yeah.
Or was it more like half an hour? I don't know. I did 15 minutes. I don't know if it's half an hour or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when it's such an no, I think it's 15, and it's such an inconvenience. So
Yeah.
I'd like be in the bathtub reading. I guess I'm gonna be stuck here doing that. I got through so much of that, and I started watching YouTube on a regular basis.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I'm almost out of. We almost caught up to with all the Hell's Kitchen seasons, and I'm like, fuck. That was my big plan. What large. Man, what the fuck am I gonna watch?
Supernatural, if you're into that show, there's 11 seasons.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
You should watch it so I have something so I have someone to talk to about it with.
That girl from Argentina really likes that show too. I used to watch it
There you
on
go.
occasion. I think I watched like the first 3 or 4 seasons or so. It's not bad. It is a good show.
The first 5 seasons
There's lots
are
of
the best
very
seasons.
attractive people in it, and that's all the girls are hot. Those two are hot.
It's shot in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Some days I'm like, I wonder how hard it would be to find the studio knew it. No, not embarking on that mission.
Yeah. One of my friends was an extra for them not too long ago. That was around the time I had stopped following them on Facebook. Just way too jealous.
It would be nice to, I'd gladly PA on that set. Like
Yeah.
I'll PA for free.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to pay me, that would be fantastic, and so I can pay rent. But
Yeah.
otherwise, just for free, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I'd love to be involved with any of these actual. I don't know why the extra people don't call me back. I guess it's because my hair is pink, but that sucks.
You do have that problem. It's
Yeah.
That's what I was told when I was at a casting agency back in Toronto. Is you look too standoutish.
Yeah.
Like you stand out too much. You need to
Too
fix that.
recognizable. I even have like everything about, even if I just had brown hair, like my face is pretty like I don't look like most, I didn't mean to say that I looked pretty, like my face is like unusual,
I have that issue where like I don't know what it is, because I mean I don't think it's any sort of attractiveness or anything. It's just something about me kind of ends up dominating a scene, even from the background.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to blend, but the only time I can blend is if I'm shooting. Like if I'm at an event or something and I'm shooting, but that's because I'm in like camera mode. In which case you've become one with the background.
Yeah.
And nobody knows you're there, which is great.
So yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
I've been tempted though to be like, I should just get some extra work and just kind of go from there and see.
Well, as far as I can tell, it's kind of tough. Like I haven't really, like, the only people I hear talk about getting regular extra work are people who have been getting regular extra work for a long time.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, and it's the same problem as every other company. Like there's not enough money to pay people to do. There's not enough money to pay all of the people that want to do all of the different things that they want to do.
And that's the thing that I run into too, is just like, there's stuff I want to do, but people want to get paid, but there's no money to pay people to do these things.
Yeah.
Because like some of the stuff, it's like it's too short, and there's no plan other than just kind of like putting it out there to build an audience.
Yeah.
But people don't give you money to make a project like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, like I have there's some great short stuff, and there's some really cool monthly things I want to do with the company. But it's finding the people who want to work for free.
Yeah.
Who are just like, I have other stuff going on, but like if you can work around my schedule, I'm all up for it.
Yeah.
And I think when you bring on volunteers, people forget that like a lot of the people who bring on volunteers tend to know that you have other things that pay bills.
Yeah.
Get that. Don't drop out because of that.
Yeah.
Just state what your schedule is, and then we can find a way to work around that.
Yeah.
which is why I hate when people are like, "Oh, I got a paid thing." It's like, well, okay, then let's work around that then.
Yeah, we'll do
You know,
both. We can.
it's not the
We
end
can
of the
both
world.
things.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like everyone has other things going on, so let's work together and figure out something that works.
Yeah.
And we'll deal with it.
Yep. That's reasonableness, though, for you. It is terribly lacking.
Yeah, people are just like, well, it's just easier just to not say anything and just be like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah. Fuck, I hate that so much.
Yeah, especially a few days before shooting.
Yeah. Well,
Or
in general,
or
that's
when you're
in general, that's the Canadian attitude. Just be like, I'm just gonna not say anything instead of being like, hey, I'd like to do this, but I can't.
is there any way we can work around it?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's too because people think they're replaceable, and it's just like, well, you kind of are, but
Yeah.
you're kind of not too. Like you're brought on for a reason,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's like it's a lot of work to replace you because you don't necessarily know those people.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a good DOP who wants to volunteer, even if they don't have the same credits as someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I ran into that problem too when I was line producing.
Yeah.
And there was a short I was on months back, and I got a lot of people applying to work, but they were from all different parts of Canada.
Right.
And the one thing, like as a line producer, you kind of look at that and go, I kind of want to hire locally because like there's a lot of considerations there. Are they going to expect? And that is where I'm at fault. Whereas like I didn't email back and go, are you coming here? Are you paying your own expenses?
Yeah.
Because like we're a very small budget. We don't have a lot of money. We can pay you a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we can't pay for your accommodations and and your flight. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
But it's because you get so many no's on a daily basis that you just don't want to deal with more rejection. It's easier to be like, these people are more likely to say yes. I'll email them and see what they say.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then I'll go to the other ones who are more qualified and they seem like they want to work more, but they're not here.
Yeah.
And then you'll start with the ones that are closest and then branch out.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever get to a point where, like, I had some people applying from New York. It's like, it would have been great if they were just like, I want to come down to Vancouver. Like, that would be great.
Yeah.
But you want to come down to Vancouver as opposed to you are coming down to Vancouver.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh. So I mean, I see it from both sides. I'm doing that annoying thing.
Yeah.
But I am
understanding an issue fully instead of just from your own point of self-explanation.
Yeah, exactly. Where I'm like seeing it from.
That sounds, I don't know. That sounds unpleasant. I don't think you should do that. You should just go with whatever feels good.
Yeah, just my own opinion as opposed to looking at it from other points of view.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like again, being kind of part of the problem. Like I know I have to change that in like the next thing that I'm on. If people want to come down, it's like if you're paying.
Yeah. Just so long as they understand the reality of the situation.
Yeah, that's why I like being upfront, being like low pay right in the title of the thing.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand when people are they seem like they want more money. It's like, did you not read the title? It said low pay.
Yeah,
Did you somehow think that was just to deter you, and you're clever because you happen to email anyway?
Yeah. In fact, the pay is fantastic.
It's like it's really, really high. It's like the highest paying gig here.
We just don't want people who care about how much money. I had one of my exes was applying for a job, and she forgot to ask how much she was going to get paid, and when she got called back afterwards, letting her know that she got the job, she told her how much money she was making, and she was like, "Oh, I was so glad that you didn't ask, because I just feel like everyone's just coming in here looking to make a buck, right?" And I felt like saying to her, that you work for like this is a things remembered engraving store inside of a shopping mall, right? Like, this is the definition. This is entry level work. This is the definition of someone who is just doing this to make a buck.
Yeah, I think there has to be a reason, like from your employee, like if running like a convenience store or something like that in a mall. It's all about being paid.
Yeah,
it's all about the money. You can't no.
Yeah,
looking at things like shooting and whatnot and productions, different ballgame altogether.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, if you're in production to make money, unless if you live here, then you picked a good place.
Yeah.
I imagine it's the same thing as LA. Like, just the jobs pay really well.
Well, at least
But
the people here know, well, yeah. Like, people know how difficult it is to live here, but they still
no one cares.
not much, yeah.
I mean,
$14 an hour is like the kind of the ceiling for most.
yeah, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But I feel like working at like a small store or something. I feel like there's no way you could survive here.
Yeah.
Whereas like working somewhere, working like where I work now on contract.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine. Well, I have made a little less than that last time I was there. But like there's like a certain amount where like you're making a certain amount of money, and like you can't kind of imagine we're making less than that.
Yeah.
And being able to survive. So I mean, like 15, 16 an hour seems kind of like the minimum that you need.
Yeah.
And it feels like that should be the minimum wage, like 15 an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
Or bring in the hopefully the pilot program in Ontario goes well and they bring in guaranteed basic income.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. The minimum wage adjusted for the cost of living and inflation, as of like last year, I think, is about $20 in British Columbia.
Whew.
Yeah.
Wow. So even my 15 is really low.
I think $18 might be like the okay, seriously, minimum wage if the Conservatives implemented this plan.
But even then, to get that, you still need to like put in a special application. Be like, to get it weighed down from like 20 to 18. Be like, here's why.
Yeah, yeah. Or that's just for tipped people who receive tips. They get $18 an hour. In
Well,
Florida, I would get half minimum wage because I was making tips.
I think in Ontario it's like $6 an hour.
Wow.
As opposed to 10 if you get tips.
Yeah. That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's not the way that should be, because you got to pay taxes on your tips too.
I know, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Like people want to compliment you for giving good service. Government's like, well, give me your half, or give me our half.
Well, they don't take half.
Well, you know what I mean. Give us our portion. Give us our share.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the taxes in Canada are really actually quite low. It's just like the reason that the amount of taxes we have to pay is a problem is because there's not enough money in the economy for people to get paid what they actually should be being paid.
Yep.
It's the supply part.
I have been being underpaid in my career for almost the entirety of it.
Everybody has been being underpaid for 40 years.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you get a job or something, or you're working somewhere where you're actually paid what you're worth.
Well, overall, wages have stayed totally flat for almost totally flat for the last 40 years. Like they're not even following inflation. So like we've been getting paid less over time. So even someone like 20 years ago was not technically getting paid what they ought to have been getting paid.
And that's assuming that you're working like a minimum wage job or something like that.
Yeah, and like at this point, there's tons of catching up to do. You know, the minimum wage is at $10, and it actually needs to be at $18, and that's too much of a gap to jump all at one go. Why the fuck the minimum wage isn't just pegged to the cost of living? I don't know, but that's because I'm way too intelligent to make the rules.
But then they wouldn't have the money unless we cut government salaries, but we can't do that.
Well, and like that's the funny thing too, is that if everybody is making money, then everybody can pay their taxes, and like if everyone's living comfortably, you could even raise taxes. And I mean, the wealthy are supposed to be paying for almost everything, anyways.
Yeah.
Like just from a mathematical, like a lot of conservatives, like my dad, gets really pissed off at that very idea, and I'm like, no, mathematically speaking, like they can afford it, you know. So I just makes sense. It's just math.
Well, and
entitlement. No. Algebra. Addition and subtraction. Real basic shit.
I was gonna say, but the issue with that too is, I'm playing devil's advocate for this here because I totally agree with you. I put that out there.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Starts with a T.
Hmm.
Nothing.
Okay then. I do completely agree with you, but just looking at it from another point of view, as you're making more money, your lifestyle goes up.
Yeah.
So you can afford more things, so and you can afford better things. There's not really a cap on that. So the people who are making a lot of money might still be living pretty close to paycheck. They're just living really lavish lifestyles, paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you and me who are just kind of living, sort of trying to get by with what we have. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they might still be the same thing, and they may still also be one or two paychecks away from being homeless as well. Again, they're just like living to the things of their means.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
That's true up to a certain extent.
And that's true. And I'm not using a huge extent, but I'm going to just use a personal example of this. Was when I worked in Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for a company. We made really, really good money. Did a lot of like government webcasts, including from the Nuclear Safety Commission, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
I was a producer for them, and this was the first time that I was making money where I could like afford to live and like really comfortably and have money left over.
Yeah, yeah.
And just I got used to living a certain way, and my concept of reality and money shifted.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, and it can happen totally it was totally unintentional too, and I didn't notice what had happened until I got back to Thunder Bay after I left that job, and and then just like I'm just kind of used to this certain lifestyle now.
Mm-hmm.
But it also kind of twisted my sense of money to a point where it's a thing that's shitty. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, it did something like being there and then coming back did something weird to my sense of money where I look at it as like only money now, as opposed to this thing anyone struggles. So it doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah. Which is both good and bad, because it's not something that I stress over anymore, except for a few weeks ago when I was stressing about work, and then I decided, let's just go back to the not worrying about it.
Yeah.
But where I'm like not, to a point where I don't stress over it either, but also like a $200 bar tab means nothing.
Yeah.
Particularly when I'm with other people.
Yeah, yeah.
So just like it means that meant absolutely nothing to me, and I'm just like it's money, whatever. We had fun. Yeah. That was what mattered.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that happened to me as well when I was working at Colony Networks. I don't know if you heard about the sword and the flight to Argentina. And
no, tell me again.
It definitely messes with things for sure. But the thing is that if you're making less than $200,000 a year, then yes, you're at risk for that. It's pretty easy to spend yourself into a corner. Mm-hmm. It turns out that it gets hard to spend more than $200,000 a year, like genuinely difficult.
I've never been in that position, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, certain people certainly are able to figure out ways to do that. But most people like in studies of happiness as well, like that happiness scales with money, right up until I think that's only like $80,000 a year, and then it kind of levels out, because like that's what most people need in order to live comfortably, and most people will live within their means. It's if they are able to. The reason that people like me have so much debt and that kind of stuff is because like we have to spend the money up front in order to get access to the money that comes in the future, and when that money ends up not coming because the economy has been fucked for a long time, I've lost my train of thought.
No, I completely see where you're going on that. And yeah, like, you have an interesting point there about spending the whole $200,000. Anything above that?
Yeah, and like in studies of people who have done that, so they buy $1 million mansion or whatever, great, maybe they live in Surrey, and so their house is beyond their means, but like they still have like the money coming in is the thing. The fact that there is a bunch of money coming in soon changes things, because when you're poor, you have just a little bit of money coming in soon, and that's the problem. Like there's no even if okay, you can't put gas in your new car this week, but you could sell your car, and or you can downgrade or whatever. There's movement. There's room to maneuver. But when you're like actually poor, there isn't any room to maneuver.
No,
You
for
have to
sure.
do everything the expensive way. I have to buy one day's worth of insurance for $25 instead of a whole month's for the still ridiculous sum of $100.
Which is, yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
That's why I don't own a car. Aside from not having a license.
Well, you know what? Having one sure is pretty fucking sweet. So.
Yeah, and I end up having to miss out on some PA work because I don't have a car.
That sucks.
Yeah, so it's just like it's a thing I should fix at some point. At some point.
And I've had a car, like I've driven since I turned 19. Not since I turned 18. I didn't drive right away, but I did eventually. And like it is frustrating not having a car for sure. And yeah, like you can't. It's really hard to afford car insurance if you're making $14 an hour.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I heard the 9 o'clock gun.
Yeah, we're coming up to that point in time where we're gonna have to call it a night, and we have to be careful now because since it's a live thing and the actual other show at 10.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As opposed to before, where it's like if we could go a little longer if we wanted to, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I can clip it, but that is not the case, unfortunately, now. Give me a second here. Alright, so, if you have any love notes, hate mail, comments, opinions, suggestions, please drop on by our Twitters. I'm at Ray Nessery.
And I'm at Red Laser with a 3.
And if Twitter is not your thing, what the hell is wrong with you? And you can also send it over to therbedragons at primalscreenmedia.ca. I need to make that a thing where I grab your face when you do that, and make it as a little image that's on each side of the email, pointing at each other.
That'd be funny.
And time consuming.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have the time or energy for that these days.
Yeah.
Maybe come mid-September when I'm unemployed again.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Well, unemployed because I, again, own contract and company and all that stuff. So I can go look for things, but I plan on using that time to get ahead on shows and what have you.
Working in the winter is unpleasant.
Yeah, well, so is being homeless.
Working in the summer is also unpleasant.
Working, period.
Yeah.
Depends what you're doing.
No.
No, you wouldn't want to be doing this during the winter or summer.
Well, I guess this isn't work yet.
When does it become work?
When I start getting paid.
And then you don't want to do it anymore.
Bro, jeez.
You have a weird logic.
I know. I don't like how my brain works. It's really annoying. And I'm like, this is too much pressure. I guess I don't even know what the problem is. I don't know.
Doing things like Nick and I
I'm still worried about being late to work. Like I'm gonna get a dishwasher job eventually, probably, and I'm gonna hate that. Maybe. Marion really likes their job at Taco Fino. Apparently it's pretty sweet. So maybe I'll get a job there. That'd be cool. Be
their assistant.
Well,
they can give you half of what they make.
Marion's hoping to start doing some cooking and stuff, and it's weird. Like they give promotions and raises and stuff there. It's very strange. I literally have never heard of that. Marion is a dishwasher with health insurance.
That's how it's supposed to be done.
Dental insurance.
That's how it's supposed to be done.
Dental insurance range. No one is supposed to have dental insurance in Canada.
So,
even the wealthy can't afford it.
So if you did this, and instead of getting paid, got health insurance and dental insurance, it would still become work to you then. Or you'd just be really confused.
Yeah, I'd be pretty good. You know what? If my medical insurance would cover my marijuana expenses, then that would be work and it would be okay.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I mean, if you can get like a doctor's note, maybe.
Well, like the new rules make it sound a little bit like a doctor can prescribe it to you, in which case it's plausible that you might be able to get it covered. Maybe maybe you need to apply for special authority for weed.
It would definitely be a special authority, and it would probably be a battle.
Maybe. Probably.
And they'd probably have to pick the dispensary that you go to.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And what you can get.
Maybe.
Because prices vary.
Maybe.
People would abuse that.
Yes.
I would. Be like, most expensive strain.
Well, and hopefully they wouldn't care. Well, the government would just be like, oh well. That would be nice. Because realistically speaking, there's a very small number of people who are smoking marijuana.
This is true. This is true.
So yeah, it's I have to quit smoking. Jeez.
That is not going to be fun. I'm not envious of you at all.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
But you can do it.
Sure. Yeah. Whoa.
Because you have to.
We've got yeah. I don't know. Dying during surgery isn't that bad. I'll be unconscious. So, that's good.
But then who's going to do Glorious Insights with me? Because that's what matters here.
Well, it's true though. Like there's stuff. Like you'll probably be disappointed. Marion will be disappointed. My mom will be disappointed. So
I think the three people you just listed off would be really, really sad. Actually,
I know. So it's
disappointed is not.
Yeah.
It's sad is the word.
I wouldn't. Which frankly is pretty annoying. I would really prefer if people wouldn't care if I died. That I could just do that. Not have to worry about any of this shit anymore. Really, that's the only thing keeping me around is how much it would upset my mom. There's been a few times where I'm like, no, seriously, I think we should give this a shot. And it's like, oh my god, but my grandma is dying. I can't. These two things happen at the same time. My mom is going to kill herself, and then I'll feel really bad. Except that I won't be able to feel anything because I'll already be dead.
Well, that's the thing. You won't care.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to walk you down that road because that's a really dangerous road to go down that I go down once a year.
I've already thought the whole thing out, but
yeah, but the nihilism road in general, it's one I'm really, really, I know that road well, and I'm
nihilism
that road.
offended me, so I don't think I don't know. I find nihilism to be lazy.
How is it lazy?
Well, it's just kind of it's the easy way. Not caring about anything.
Well, no, I mean the whole thing being like, well, you wouldn't care because you're dead.
Yeah, that's not nihilism though. That's death.
Yes, and then you go through the whole thing of like
nihilism.
Then
a good
why
way
would
to
it
get
matter?
there? But yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's usually what leads me down to that road, and the end of it is death.
It's a lazy way to get there. Like I could make a rational argument for killing myself. There's just more to the argument,
Could you? But here's the question: could you make a rational argument for me killing myself?
I would need to know more. Like it would basically be an argument. I would be arguing with you. No, you should do this, and you'd be like, no, I shouldn't because of this, because I think this. And I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't sound very solid to me, Rain. I don't think that's a good idea because I'm very good at arguing.
As am I. I can argue either side.
Yeah, me too.
I sat there and I've argued against people while being like in that place against like keep bringing up reasons why to stay alive. Like that exactly pretty much you said. That's not solid. It's not a good enough reason.
That's not a good reason to stay alive. That is,
and let me tell you why.
Yeah. I'm not good at seeing the other side, seeing the positive side. If someone else is upset, if I'm also upset, like if I'm sad, and you are, then I'm just gonna be like, yeah, this is terrible.
It's like, okay, I probably should have called the Suicide Crisis line and not Jess.
Yeah, is there enough to share? Is there room in your, suicide trip? Can I get a reservation?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
But then it would just turn to us hanging out and like nothing would ever happen.
Well, and that is usually what they say you should do if you feel
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
exactly
actually
what you
really
should do.
killing yourself. So
Yeah,
that's good.
that's what you're supposed to do. Except I always be like,
Yeah,
everyone's busy, no one cares.
I'm worried about quitting smoking though. Like I feel like marijuana keeps me alive. Certainly, if I had to quit smoking like 4 months ago, I would be dead. I wouldn't
Yeah, yeah,
handle
that
that
would
at
be.
all.
And you and I weren't even talking all that much then, so that
I
couldn't have
Yeah,
even helped.
I wasn't talking to anybody.
Yep. You were actively walling yourself off.
Yeah, that was healthy. It worked really well. It really
Oh yeah.
endeared the people who lived with me at the time. Not you. It was
I
really
know the other. Yeah.
endeared Marion's roommates to me. So that worked out well too. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
It was like I was horribly traumatized. Weird. Strange.
No idea why that would be the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to my mom about that today.
Oh.
Like, people were. It's Marion in particular was like, I get that you're upset, but you seem a little bit more upset than is really appropriate about what's going on. And it's like I don't want to overstate things, so I don't normally say this. But it's kind of like people are asking me, well, why are you upset that your rapist is working up the street from you? I mean, I was never raped, but the level
Emotionally, let's say that way.
emotionally, yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I still feel pretty. I feel weird saying that. I think that it is an accurate thing to say, but I'm sure if I say that, people are going to be, people aren't going to believe me. They're going to be like, "Oh, sure, I'm sure that's what happened. That must have been so terrible."
People will think. Sometimes people will jump to the conclusion that like you're misappropriating the word,
Yeah, yeah, for
which
sure.
I think by adding on at the end the whole emotional part,
Yeah,
you're not misappropriating at all because that
yeah.
that's the way you feel. No one else can tell you how you're feeling except
Mhm,
you. So if
mhm,
that's how you feel emotionally,
mhm.
then you have to kind of go with that. It's kind of like the trans thing. Like no one can tell you that except you.
Yeah, yeah,
And if that's how you feel, then we have to go with that. Like
yeah.
so we have to figure that you know yourself best.
Yeah. Well, and breaking it down rationally, it just fits the definition of rape. Like my personal space was extremely violated. I didn't feel safe in my own apartment. I don't know what she's gonna do. And I'm afraid of the possibilities. I'm imagining impossible scenarios and all that kind of stuff. And like you read the article. Wikipedia article on rape, and you're like, oh wow, that really resounds. And then like, see also complex PTSD, and you click on that, and you're like, oh wow, and it's like, okay,
Down the rabbit hole you go.
yeah, there appears to an actual thing happened to me, like a real thing, um, and that still surprises me sometimes because it all happened so quickly, and I didn't actually look at anybody's stupid face, so yeah, it's weird. It probably reflects on how good the rest of my life has been, how non-traumatic. But that doesn't really help. I don't feel any better about that. I feel like maybe I should have snuck some trauma in earlier. I've been more prepared for this one. You know?
Yeah, that's not how that works.
No, no, okay.
No,
That
you
sucks.
can have all the trauma you want. It
the
does not
trauma,
make it easier the next time.
the trauma does not have diminishing returns.
No, and it's really not like drugs, where like the more you take of it, the more you need in order to experience the same effect.
Yeah.
It is
Nor is it
not.
like
It
side
is not
effects.
like drugs.
Nor is it like crowd control effects in World of Warcraft, and that disappoints me.
Yeah, no, it's not like that either.
They need to stack.
Stack the trauma.
Yeah, yeah. Once you hit 5 stacks, then they convert into something. I don't know. You get you can cast while moving for the next 5 minutes, which was definitely one of the coolest talents in World of Warcraft. When priests were able to cast while moving, that was fucking awesome.
Yes.
I enjoyed that. I feel like you need to make me stop talking now.
Yeah, unfortunately I do. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
But we definitely have more than an hour though of thing, which makes up for like the other ones being like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Victory.
yes, victory. All right. As always, it's been great chatting with you.
You too as well.
Thanks, and doing a thing. Whoops, hang on a sec. Just doing a thing. So, yeah, again, ending off the show the usual way. If you have any love notes, hate mail, comments, suggestions, opinions, send them off to on Twitter at Rainessery.
And at Red Laser with a 3.
And if that's not your thing, you can always email them to us at therrbydragons@primalscreensmedia.ca. Alright, and have yourself a great rest of your week.
You too.
I'll see you next week, and thanks. And thanks again for joining us on Glorious Insights. Stick around one moment, we'll be back on Primal Screens Media.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.